Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today we're going to look at the 3 new tanks that just came out, starting with the Light 432. First comparison is going to be one similar. The second comparison is going to be to its tier 10 equivalent, the T-Light 100. Got a couple of comparisons here. When it comes to horsepower, I feel like it matches up a lot with the Wizard 132, but looking at the gun, it compares more to the LTTB. It's very similar, 2 degrees extra gun depression and 1.1 second faster aim time. Then looking at the tracks, back to the Wizard 132. I think this thing's going to move a lot like the tier 8 Chinese scout tank, which is an agile tank, a fun tank to drive, so I do think that this is going to be a good one to drive. And then next we got the turret, which I keep with the Wizard 132, and it's not going to be as snappy as the Wizard is, but the rotation speed and view range is on point. Then talk about the radio. It does have a little bit more range than the Wizard does. It actually is on par with the tier 10 when it comes to the radio. I know that's what you guys are all looking for, so here it is. Then we get to the ammo, and the differences here from the LTTB, it shoots APCR standard, so the velocities are actually down. Then you guys are going to see the armor profile, which isn't too bad for a light tank. And the final comparison, I think it's going to move like a Wizard, shoot like an LTTB, and the sweet thing is the camo's 0.33, which is almost on point with the tier 10 equivalent to this tank. So I think this is definitely worth picking up if you like sneaky fast light tanks. Next, we're going to touch on the ELC EVA 90. This is a tiny little tank. Looking at the motor, it compared a lot to the Lycan. I think this thing's going to move around a lot like the Lycan does. And next we got the gun, which I compare a lot to the HMH 58, unfortunately. I think it's going to be hard to get your shells in where you want them to. The soft stats are not looking good on this thing. Getting to the tracks, it's very comparable once again to the Lycan. The Lycan does turn a little bit faster, so just keep that in mind. And then we have the ammunition. And this I have once again to the HMH, not really compares to it, but just kind of the differences you can take a look at yourself. And overall it's going to move like the Lycan. The gun dispersion is going to be terrible, but I don't have the reload speed, and I think the reload speed is actually pretty decent. The 3 shells don't do as much damage as the HMH 58, which kind of makes the reload speed a little bit longer. Yep, that's its armor profile, 1 to 21. So if you see this thing, blast it with HE, you will go right through. 0.39 concealment though, can't touch on that enough. With driver skills boosted up, you can make this tank a little ghost on the battlefield. It's pretty exciting to think about the things you'll be able to do in that thing. The third tank is the Thunderbolt, and to me it compares a lot to a Fury. I was going to go through stats, but I'm going to clip that out of the video. You guys can look at stats if you want. So this is my first ever game in this. Platooned up with Hoops, we're on Great Wall. The differences between this and the Fury is you give up a little bit of mobility to gain some frontal armor. It's not exceptional frontal armor, but it will get you some bounces. And then the other thing is you give up some reload speed for a little bit of gun handling, which I like, because if you're shooting fast and you have poor gun handling, it's hard to put your shells where you need to put them. I can't say it enough, this tank reminds me a lot of the Fury. So there's a PZ-4H down here and a Polish tier 5 tank. And you can see this 10 degrees gun depression is plenty good. 12 on the Fury is better, but not often do you have to utilize 12 degrees of gun depression. Usually 8 I can make work. So 10 degrees is welcomed. Alright, so then we see a little Italian tank back there. Track him in place. And then we're just going to saw right through them. It's a nice thing about the reload. If you are able to get this thing stationary, the gun handling isn't too bad. Once you start moving the tank, that's when your bloom starts to expand quite a bit. Now we're going to come around to this 25 TP. And he's going to get my side on the first shot. Getting some nice shots into him. He does break my gun. Since it's going to be tied 4 to 4 here, and we're in like a pincer maneuver right now, we need to get this gun fixed. The gun's too inaccurate to leave broken. There's a Hellcat on our right, and then there's some medium tanks on our left. Now it comes to Great Wall. The frustrating thing about this map is if you lose the A line or the 0 line, chances are you're gonna get capped, right? So you need to have a sense of urgency to clean this up fast and get back to your cap as fast as possible. So our T-14 shuts down the Hellcat, and as we approach, we got a couple Thunderbolts up here. So let's see how they do against the Thunderbolt. You see, the power to weight is a little lacking when you go up a steep hill, but I mean that's pretty much in any tank. Gonna get a shot into that Thunderbolt, and then his buddy with full health is gonna pull forward to try to take some shells, and that's really just gonna get them both killed. His ammo rack there right underneath the turret on the side, and then we shut him down. That's gonna be the 3rd kill. And now a lot of driving, so we'll speed this up. I really like the Fury. You have to be an M4 fan. If you don't like playing M4 tanks, then you probably won't like this tank. Now, if you completed all 3 winter games, then go to the store and get yours for free. But otherwise, to buy it, I'd say be an M4 fan. And if you like the Fury or the EZ8, then you'll enjoy this tank. Now we're up against a HMH T-3485 and an Absolution, and these guys were going to cap us, and then they decided not to. I think because our Artie got spotted, they wanted to rush down here and kill Artie. Our Bogatyr pulls out too far, gets shut down. Hoops kills the Absolution, and now I'm going to push into the 3485, and sure enough, he breaks my engine and my turret and my track. And he's hiding behind the Absolution. I know it's just a bad angle here because I'm in replay mode, of course. But I'm going to pull forward, block my teammate's shot, and block his shot as well. So you can see the armor is fairly good when you're in a high-tier match. And honestly, if you're working a ridgeline, the front of this thing is going to be usable. So jump back into Hoops' tank. And he's going to go back to the cap. We're not sure if they're on their cap or if they're going up the 0 line. And we're just going to try to fan out and see where we can catch them. Now, I'm not a huge fan of us all splitting up, because if we get caught out one by one, then we're going to die. But we do have artillery, so hopefully Artie can help us here. Hoops gets spotted right away and instantaneously. Artie's ready for him, and the Thunderbolt both shut him down. And then my sniper is going to move through the middle. He's coming up the other side. And is he going to get one of them here? He gets a shot, and then Artie shuts him down. So now it's all up to me and Artie. And Artie's driving through the middle of the map, so I'm hoping he stops and gets a shot ready for me. Hoops lets me know that their Artie is in the back corner of K0. Obviously, I couldn't see where he was shooting from when I was driving in my tank, but in the replay I could see he's shooting from that direct corner. So our Artie has positioned himself in like B7, so I'm hoping he could see at least maybe Artie shoot from there. Alright, so I'm detected. I can't spot Artie. I have my best American crew in this thing. I mean, he's probably sitting back there with camo and binos, so he can outspot me, which is unbelievably stupid in my opinion that Artie can outspot tanks. It is what it is. I can use this ridgeline. I'm hoping he doesn't have a shot. Sure enough, he shoots, so I'm hoping... Alright, Artie, if you can see where he shot from, you've been aiming over there, get a shot into him. If you can kill Artie, I can take this guy down. Artie's still not dead, so I want to keep wiggling, keep moving. He misses his shot. We got to make this shot count. I mean, he's loaded by now. I decide just my sixth sense and my targeting going off really is... I'm worried about Artie hitting me. Unfortunately, he gets a shot into me. I hit him, and then he hits me back, and I can't get my last shell off. So, unfortunately, this Artie just... Don't know what you were doing, buddy. Maybe you don't know that you can look for tracers and delete their Artie. Maybe he was shooting back there for all I know. I have no idea. But let's see see how he finishes this game up. Do I get to start my Thunderbolt career 1-0, or do we go 0-1? Alright, so he's going to set up here, maybe for an ambush, but he's losing 1-2, so he at least has to kill one of them to send it into a tie, and then it goes to damage. So he's going to come down the hill, he's thinking about stopping in this bush, he decides he's not going to. So he's going to slowly work his way down here, and he's going into the wall, carefully not hit these trees. Alright, no, nothing yet. Alright, so come over here, because you would have been spotted already, buddy. If they would have been able to see you, they would have spotted you. Alright, now they're on our cap, so he is kind of in between a rock and a hard place. What is he going to decide to do? He's going to decide to get on the cap as well. Alright, so I don't know about that decision. So what does he do? Oh, you know what? I might be able to reset the cap, but now there's only 8 seconds left by the time he figures this out, and he misses a shot, and it's all over at that point. But I do get an ace tanker for you guys, so check it out. 2,000 damage, sweet game, good way to start off with the Thunderbolt. I do enjoy this tank. I think it's gonna be a good tank if you like tier 6 premium tanks. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.